Welcome back in the quest to bring you ever more fun and varied miniatures. Today we're going to take a look at the Bestiarum Miniatures September release, which I could have covered literally 28 days ago, but I got my dates mixed up. But it's fine, we get there in the end. We're going to take a look at some horrific and fantastic looking lads. This video is sponsored by Warmag. We'll hear a little bit more from them shortly, and by more from them I mean more from me. But like from them, but whatever, you know how this works. So this is the Church of the Acarid. We're doing this on Bestiarum's own website, which you will note as we go to the first model, the Infested Abbot does have physical stuff. See, this is the thing, right? Quite a lot of the time when I do stuff, especially that's STL based, there are those of you who simply do not have 3D printers. Totally fair, totally fine. If you don't want one or don't have the space for one or whatever, it's fine, but quite often it's a challenge finding the things that we talk about actually physically. You can just grab these. Now, this isn't sponsored by Bestiarum, but I wanted to point that out because this is one of the main things that comes up whenever we talk about like the 3D printing side of things. Models are great. I can't have them. Well, you can now. So, let's carry on. Let's take a look at the Infested Abbot. You know what? I've only just realised. Got 19 quid on a 32mm plain plastic base. We've got an extra £2 for a resin scenic base. How much is the STL? So the STL is £8. Okay, not bad. Right, let's take a look at this horrible creature. So a pilgrim abbot infested by a young queen carrying his own executioner on his skull. So the Acarid, as you can probably tell, there's a whole horrible infestation bug type thing going on here. You can see the eggs down there on the base. Oh lord. Again, Bestiarum excellent at doing things that both gross me out and make me go, now that's pretty cool. They are very good at that. I really like the robes. The robes look great. The scenic base is very nice. The kind of staff of office there is very fun. The fact that you've got one, I mean, quite gnarled hand, but then also what looks like a horrible tentacle sticking out of the other, what's the word, what is it? Voluminous sleeve. There you go. I like that a lot. The head is an absolute mess. Absolute disaster. What a catastrophe. Very good beard though. Good beard work on this lad. It's just a shame that the rest of the face and the like is covered by some sort of horrible creature. But then again, be kind of like, I think it'd be more upsetting if the beard was ruined by it. You can see the little sort of larvae egg things going on there. There's so many teeth. There's just so many teeth. What a horrible oh, I like, you know what? The mantle made up by all like the eggs and stuff on the back. That's very cool. That's very, very cool. I like that a lot. Again, some excellent cloth work. I do like the embroidered bit of the cloth on the back there. That's very nice. The design is very fun. Also, you get more of a feel as to the overall like structure of this thing that's infesting him from the back as well, which is nice. What's the scale? Oh, well, I was going to say what's the scale. They show us what the scale is right here. So, yeah, 32mm base, 45mm tall. So, fairly chunky. The Infested Abbot gets the seal of approval, and by seal of approval I mean the seal of ugh. That is a pretty good start if you ask me, but before we go on to the next thing, this video is sponsored by Warmag. Now you'll have heard me talk about Warmag before. Warmag produces the best miniatures transportation and storage system you could possibly ask for, and it's super easy. You take yourself a really useful box, you take one of their base sheets, which by the way come in an absolutely huge range of designs. You can find something in there that you like. Whether you want something that's a bit abstract, something that's just very colourful, or you'd like a bit of a ruined cityscape, or perhaps a fantasy football pitch for your box, you can find something to match whatever army you're transporting around. You take said base sheet, which by the way you can absolutely colour coordinate with the boxes themselves. You grab yourself a pack of their inner base magnets, which are designed to sit inside the base for your miniatures, just like that. You'd never know it was there when it's standing up straight. And then you place it in the box and then rag it around a bit, just to show that you can. Just because you know that the strength of the magnets means that these miniatures are going absolutely nowhere, no matter what you do. And yes, it is hugely satisfying doing that. I do recommend it, but only once, because one day I'm going to do this, chuck the box, and then I'll be very sad. But that'll still be my fault, and I bet the miniatures will still be in there. Maybe we should do that for the next one. Ooh, that could be risky. Thank you very much to Warmag for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check them out using the link in the description and the pinned comment down below. And don't forget to use the code KIRIOTH at checkout for a cheeky discount. Thanks again, Warmag. Now let's get on with it. Next up, we have the Infested Knights, and I love the look of these. Those are some chunky... Look at the girth. Look at the girth on them. A little bit swollen. There's maybe a bit of water retention going on there, but... oh, this looks good. So Towering Guardians, swollen with parasite growth, still marching in broken procession. Oh, great description. I really like the armour. There's a really good mix of textures here. I really like the mix of textures. You've got that horrible, like, bloated skin. What looks like... it's not even rope. It looks like sort of tentacles, almost like intestine-like material wrapped around the arms, which is really horrible. The armour is very fun. The armour looks great. I like the textures on the armour. I also like the shape of it as well. There's something oddly satisfying about that, but I can't really pin down what it is. The hooded heads sticking out is really nice. Their face is a little bit hard to make out. We'll see if there's a closer up, but they look like they're not having a good time, honestly. Weapons-wise, we've got a big stick. We've got a chain. And it looks like we've got a blade on the other side. Am I right on that? Let's scroll through a little bit. Oh yeah, he's definitely having a good time. Also, yeah, the candles. The candles on top. Really, really like the candles on top. Would be kind of nice to see some flames on some of them, but I think you could make your own. A little bit of green stuff, just a little bit of rolled green stuff, kind of flattened a little bit. You could make flames for those. I really love the way the wax is running down the shoulders as well. That's a very nice touch. It looks really, really good. So yeah, the face is definitely not happy, which is not all that surprising. Look at all the little bits of rust, the damage, just the texture on the metal. Oh, that would take some streaking grime and a bit of dirty down rust like you wouldn't believe. That would look absolutely fantastic. That is a hefty bit of chain as well. Good grief. You don't want to get hit with that. You just don't. I mean, you don't want this anywhere near you full stop. Absolutely horrifying. Like, genuinely horrific looking creatures, these. Those models where you can tell that the person, or like what it was, started out with some humanity but has just been corrupted to an insane and horrific extent. I love stuff like that. The rear profile on these is mad. It's just mad. It's great, but all the eggs and stuff. Oh, the way that flesh is being constricted, but it's like sort of bulging out around it. Really, really horrible. Oh, the chain's got a big wheel attached to it. I hadn't noticed that before. Or is the chain loose, but it happens to be draped over a wheel? I think it might be draped over a wheel. Either way, I love the detail of the wheel. The way the candles are sitting on it as well. I mean, it makes it feel very like breaking wheel, like a torture device, as opposed to just a thing that's lying around. Because let's be honest, it feels like it has that sort of coding, doesn't it, this lot? Now, we've also got this. Okay, so it's not just a big stick. Not just a big stick. It's technically a cross. Sort of a glorified... I mean, it's just two sticks with a nail in it, isn't it? It still looks like it would hurt a lot. A lot. Again, love all the texture on the armour. The cloth looks great. That is one of the ugliest swords I've ever seen. It is absolutely atrocious. Just a big lump of metal that's been vaguely sharpened on one side. I'd say it's vague. I don't think it's like a sharp thing. It's probably just going to like part things easier than hitting it with the completely flat edge. But it wouldn't be that much better, I don't feel like. It kind of feels more like a bludgeoning weapon with a chance of cutting something as opposed to something designed to cut, you know? Scale-wise, 47mm tall and a 40mm base, so they are chunky. They're not quite as big as I thought they were, but the scale works well for them. It does make them feel more like a person that's been corrupted as opposed to some sort of giant. So, yeah, no, that's decent. Okay, let's move on to the Infested Wolves. That is not what a wolf looks like, but I'll let you off. Packs of swamp-stalking predators where howls carry the brood's chittering resonance. Ooh, good word. Chittering. You don't get much chittering these days. I don't know why I phrased it like that, but I like these quite a lot. They are very freaky, they are very weird, they're so emaciated. Like, that is a big part of this, I feel like. There's a lot of unnatural contortion Or at least maybe natural for a moment, but then it wouldn't stay like that because it'd be too uncomfortable. The way the bodies are kind of elongated, very, very thin, very drawn out, all those horrible tentacles with spikes sticking out. The face is absolutely horrible. Again, we've got more of those like intestine-like tendrils coming through. Oh, absolutely grotesque. Really horrible. Can barely make that poor thing's face out. Is the face just gone? And it's just like a neck stump with all this stuff poking out. Oh, God, that is absolutely atrocious. Horrible. Multiple of those horrible, like, larvae sticking over it. Oh, God. These are grim. These are really horrible. I like these a lot. It looks like the skin's kind of peeling away on that guy. Like, you can see a bit of ribbage going on. And it's draped over the side. So, that's really creeping me out. I don't know why, I just don't like it. I mean, I do like it, it's very cool, but at the same time, gross. Yeah, I like these. I like these a lot. They are absolutely gross. Really nasty. What size are we looking at? Oh my God, they're way bigger than I thought. That is a chunky boy. Well, I mean, it's not. It's not chunky. It's emaciated and starving and on the verge of death by the look of things, but height-wise, you get what I mean. Next up, we've got the Infested Giant. A towering husk of a wanderer, his mind long gone, now the brood's tallest puppet. One Infested Giant on a 60mm base. Okay. Let's have a closer look at the lad. I do like the weapon. That's very cool. I mean, it's not really a weapon, is it? It's more just a decoration that's been repurposed. Those, again, like the creatures attached to the arm that have now wrapped themselves around that old cross. I like it a lot. The legs look horrible. The one of them being all swollen and just, like, pushed out of the armour is really grim. The armour does look great, though. The bits of armour are still on there. I like the detail of having that rope wound round the shin there, too. That looks very cool. Outside of the helmet, I don't know that there's much armour left up top. Also, the neck is almost... It's like it's been squeezed, like shoved upwards. So he's got this kind of odd, elongated profile around the neck. I really like the chainmail and cloth around the waist as well. Very, very fun mix of materials going on there. Yeah, this guy's pretty good. This guy's pretty creepy. That face is absolutely horrendous. I mean, you can just imagine the screech that comes out of that. All the little detail there on the the little bugs wrapped around the arm. Back view looks decent. Quite a cool silhouette from the back, actually. Very lurching. Even more so from the front, I feel like. The damage to the skin on the back of this giant as well is really awful, and it looks like some of it's just rotted away from the other arm. I feel like we can see a bit of exposed bone and the like. Oh, it just gets worse. Like, the more angles you see, the more horrible it is. We've got the height comparison again, which means this lad is pretty tall. Pretty up there. Then again, he is a giant, so it makes sense, wouldn't it? Again, I like the scenic base as well. The bases on these all look decent. Finally, we've got the Acarid altar. Now, this is interesting. This is fun. So, multi-part, resin and FDM. So, if you're printing it at home, you're better off doing some of it in FDM, some of it in resin. I would be interested to know if it can be all done in resin. I went back to the main page quickly just to check, and they do note that the large pit and the platforms designed specifically for FDM printing. Okay, interesting. Now, to be fair, that makes total sense. FDM is really geared towards printing these larger, less complex pieces. I know, there's people out there printing entire Space Marine armies using bamboo printers or whatever, but when it comes to just your standard everyday use, I feel like most people do it for vehicles, they do it for terrain, and less for small, detailed things. This being a mix of the two makes sense. So, at the head of the ruined church stands the Acarid altar, a terrible locust once raised in honour of the Sainted Mother, now reconsecrated for the skittering terrors that dwell below. Lovely. It is very cool. That's some fun terrain right there. All the different candles laid out there, the actual, what are they called? The candle stands? There's a specific name for those, I feel like. Is it candelabra, or is that something that hangs from this? No, that's chandelier. Whatever. Look, the things what stand up with candles in them, I like the design of them. They're nice. The texture and detail on the wood and on those stone altars as well, Those look really nice. I like those a lot. This is fun. Oh, good list of what you get as well. Cool. So a bunch of candles. You also get your eggs. Plenty of eggs, if you would like a nice egg in this trying time. Yeah, I like the way they've laid that out, so you know exactly what you're getting. Candle stands. I really thought there was a more fancy name for it than that, but apparently not. So that's the altar without all of the extra stuff. I wonder if that's in a couple of parts. As is, you'd need to do some supporting to print at FDM, but if the wood goes on afterwards and then it prints the bit below, then I would hope or assume that it might be support free. But it is weird seeing it without all the extra stuff. It kind of looks very, like, tonally different somehow. And in fact, I think that's something that could be used for more than just the Acarid stuff. Like, if you wanted to print this off as a terrain piece for something else, don't print out the eggs, or at least, you know, print the whole lot if you want to, but you could put this out and it could be used for something other than that. It's actually quite versatile if you're playing like a fantasy campaign of some kind. You could chuck that in as some sort of horrible knoll pit, or, you know, cult headquarters with a small fighting ring, or there's plenty of stuff you could do with this, which makes me want to print it. It looks decent. Like it a lot. And there's the Abbot, holding court, doing a service, probably. And a little, oh, there's a little prisoner there as well. Nice. Oh, yeah, this is good. This is a good set. I like this a lot. Very fun. Very fun indeed. Okay, I scrolled through a little bit. There's the breakdown, so it looks like those are the pieces that you print. So I was right. The wood prints separately to the base of the altar, which I still feel like that is just a support-free thing you could do there for the FDM side of things. So that's fun. That's cool. Oh, I mean, I'm going to have to do it now, aren't I? I'm going to have to. I know what I'd use it for. Even without all the extra really fun stuff with the eggs and the candles and the like, I would totally use that. And we've got the scale as well. Wow, pretty tall. Pretty up there once you get the extras on there. Cool. So there you go, that is the September release for Bestiarum Games, which means probably in a few days we'll be covering the October release for Bestiarum Games, because I've timed it really badly. Let me know what you thought of all of that in the comments down below. Thank you once again to Warmag for sponsoring this video. Remember to check them out using the link in the description and in the pinned comment, and I will see you for the next one.